What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Kaiju Cave. Alright, so before we did our spoiler free review, now we're going to move into our spoiler review of the movie. So if you have not seen the movie yet, definitely do not proceed. And we here at Kaiju Freaks feel that we've given people enough time. They should have been able to see the movie now. Unfortunately, it's still not available in all territories, so if you have not seen it, I do apologize, and I'm sorry for you. But proceed with caution. There are spoilers ahead. So, Godzilla vs. Kong. I definitely rated a 10 out of 10. I do have some qualms with the movie, but they're minute. So let's get into it. All right. So the movie opens up. Kong's on Skull Island. Starts off with a really beautiful song by Bobby Vinton, over the mountain, across the sea. It's a really good song. Really good scene. Uh, Kong wakes up and he does his morning routine, and then that's when you realize there's a big twist in the movie. Kong is actually inside a giant biodome, where he is being concealed, and you actually kind of don't really understand what's going on. And what sucks is, unless you read the prequel novel, Godzilla Dominion and Kingdom Kong, then you kind of really don't understand what's going on. You kind of got to fill in the gaps. I mean, it explains a lot through the movie, but not enough to where, uh, it fills in a lot of the details. So basically, the storm that surrounded Skull Island pretty much overtakes the island, and if you read Kingdom Kong, you'll understand why and what's going on there. So they build this giant dome for Kong to live in on Skull Island, and I guess what the humans think is they think that it blocks out his signal to where Godzilla can't detect him. Honestly, I don't quite buy that, because if you read Godzilla Dominion, Godzilla can sense the presence of every Titan across the world, and it only makes sense because we've seen it in the movies. So then they devise a plan, how to get Kong off Skull Island,
The island is the one thing that's kept him isolated. If he leaves, Godzilla will come for him.
to show them where a specific power source is in the Hollow Earth, and then that's pretty much how the movie kicks off. Uh, the movie jumps; it's really fast paced. It jumps scene to scene. It really doesn't mess around. So then it switches to Godzilla going to Pensacola, Florida, and he's basically attacking all these apex facilities, searching for something that's bothering him. He can feel the presence of something, and honestly, anybody who's seen the movie knows it's Ghidorah's brainwaves. They're giving out signals, and every time this signal activates, Godzilla's on the hunt, and he's searching for it. He wants to destroy this power source. So basically, Godzilla destroys the apex facility at Pensacola, Florida. And then it switches back to uh, Kong. He's on the boat, and they're trying to take him to Antarctica to get him into the Hollow Earth. So here's where kind of like things get kind of squirrely. I mean, I don't hate Kong, but I think they're pushing the agenda way too much. The world needs Kong. We need Kong. This and that. Even when Godzilla shows up on to attack Kong, and as they're trying to take him to Antarctica on the boat, Eileen, she's like, yeah, this isn't gonna stop until one of them yields. It's like, okay, Godzilla already beat Kong down. He's laying on the boat. He ain't getting back up. He's pretty much worn down. Godzilla almost drowned him, and you keep pushing the agenda like Kong even stands a chance, through the whole movie, in which he doesn't. And anybody who's seen the movie will know what I'm talking about. So basically, Godzilla trounces Kong. They shoot depth charges, get Godzilla off Kong. Godzilla's no fool, so they shut off all the power on their boats, thinking that Godzilla will think he's won. He knows he's won. He's looking at Kong, and Kong's looking at him, and he's pretty much like, "Hey, stay down, and this will be all over." So fast forward, they take Kong to Hollow Earth, and here's some more tidbits of information. Is Kong basically goes down to the Hollow Earth. They got these heaves. They go through a portal in Antarctica. to get to the Hollow Earth. And what these guys don't understand, and a lot of fans and a lot of people don't understand, is Godzilla goes in and out of the Hollow Earth whenever he wants. So it's not like, Godzilla's, just stuck on the surface. No, he's been in the Hollow Earth. And, if you read Godzilla Dominion and Kingdom Kong, you'll understand that Godzilla is one of the reasons why the Kongs aren't in the Hollow Earth. He drove them out. So, next, Kong ends up fighting Nozuki, or one of the war bats. He fights two of them, kills one instantly, and then the other one tries wrapping him up and tangling him up. And this only gets to my next thing is Kong pretty much needs help through the whole movie. When he's fighting Godzilla on the boat, they shoot depth charges to get Godzilla off Kong. Next, Nozuki wraps up Kong, starts constricting him, covers his face up to try and smother him. So the humans intervene again. They shoot Nozuki, and then Kong ends up finishing him off, rips his head off. So as Kong's running, he steps on these little crustaceans, these little crab things. And then off to the side, a giant lizard comes over, eats one of the crab things. And I see a lot of people, I don't know if people seen the same movie I did, or what it is, but these people are like, oh, that could be Godzilla Jr., or that could be a little Godzilla. No, it's not little Godzilla. And definitely you need to take a closer look at the scene, because if you haven't, then you definitely know what I'm talking about. Because as Kong's running, it shows like a half dozen of these things around the area. So I just don't see that is a little Godzilla, or a Godzilla Jr. is kind of ridiculous. They don't even look like Godzilla, even in the slightest. Yeah, they got little fins on their backs, but, it's already been said that, the creatures have a common ancestry in the Hollow Earth. So it would make sense that there'd be some similarities between some reptilian type titans or kaiju. So anyway, yeah, not little Godzilla. Let's move on. Kong ends up finding the source of the energy that they were looking for. He, through genetic instinct, he leads the Monarch team / Apex team to the source. Kong finds a giant door. It's got a handprint on it. It's from one of his ancestors. He opens it, goes inside. There's a giant throne room inside there. There's a Kong statue in there. Kong finds the axe. Now here's my next thing. I see people pointing out, okay, that skull he just pulled the axe out of, that was a Godzilla. Nope, it's not a Godzilla. If you look really close, look at the size of that skull compared to Kong. If that was a Godzilla skull, then that means that Godzilla would have been absolutely gigantic. I mean, we're talking close to 1,000 feet tall. And if that's the case, he wouldn't even have fit through the door. So basically, whatever it was a crawling type kaiju. And if you look even closer, the skull has saber teeth, or like really long fangs, or really long canines, which we all know Godzilla does not have really long canines in the MonsterVerse. He's got some pretty good sized teeth on his upper jaw, and his lower jaw consists of a lot of little sharp, prickly teeth. So definitely not a Godzilla. Next thing is you see Kong's throne, or Kong's ancestors' throne, surrounded by a Godzilla silhouette. It's like a power source lined up around the throne. And the only thing that I can take from this is that actually wasn't Kong's original home. That was actually probably one of Godzilla's lairs that the Kongs infiltrated and built a base inside of. Because when Kong picks up the axe and he lays it on the floor on the power source, it actually, activates, an energy to recharge the axe from the core. Godzilla senses this energy and is not happy. In fact, he's not happy. He charges up his atomic breath. He actually launches and shoots his atomic breath from the surface all the way down into the hollow earth and just melts the throne. So he's been there. He knows where Kong's at. He knows that Kong activated the energy source, and he is not happy. this actually leads us to what we got going later on with Godzilla expending a significant amount of energy, basically recklessly, because he's being driven mad by the signal that Ghidorah is letting out, which we all know that it's not Ghidorah. Mechagodzilla is actually in the film. They're using Ghidorah's brain. There's a skull inside Mechagodzilla, and then they have a skull that acts like a cockpit, sort of, that the Ren Shirazawa character goes inside of. Similar to like Pacific Rim, sort of like drifts with Ghidorah's brain waves and actually controls Mechagodzilla. So anyway, Kong comes up out of the hollow earth after Godzilla bores a hole through it, throws his axe down, challenges Godzilla, and that's when, all hell breaks loose. So basically, uh, Kong doesn't do too bad. He holds his own, but Godzilla pretty much is in charge the whole time. Kong lands a few hits, and then here's where they push the agenda again. Kong does the jumping haymaker, hits Godzilla in the face with the axe, which is made out of one of Godzilla's dorsal plates. The only thing I can think of with that is it's similar to like what we saw in Godzilla Aftershock, where Muto Prime blew Godzilla's dorsal plates off. Uh, Godzilla's dorsal plates are almost like deer antlers. I'm guessing over time they shed and they become, larger, they become bigger, and I'm guessing that's how the Kongs got a hold of the Godzilla dorsal plates, because I see no sign of any dead Godzillas anywhere uh, inside Godzilla vs. Kong. So anyway, Kong comes up out of the hole, he challenges Godzilla, they start fighting. Kong does the haymaker, there's an explosion that sends both Godzilla and Kong flying back. Now, what I don't like about this is they're trying to push the Kong agenda again. And basically, Nathan Lin, one of the main characters in the movie, pretty much calls out, "Oh, looks like round two goes to Kong." Well, listen, dude, I didn't hear no bell. There ain't no rules in the MonsterVerse. Just because you want to switch scenes and go and show us Mechagodzilla doesn't mean that Godzilla was down for 10 minutes. So basically, it goes, shows us Mechagodzilla, shows him start getting out of control. Ghidorah's brainwaves take over. Godzilla gets back up, and here's where Godzilla goes pretty much primal. I mean, he's crawling around on all fours like a crocodile. He's just wrecks Kong. And basically, Godzilla does his signature curb stomp, like what he was going to do to the female Muto, until the male Muto interfered. He curb stomped her, put his foot on her chest, was getting ready to shoot her, and then the male Muto interfered. Then he did the curb stomp to Ghidorah, crushed his chest and caused an explosion. So basically, once Godzilla does the curb stomp to you, you're pretty much done. So basically, he trashes Kong, dislocates his arm, uh, takes Kong down. I mean, Kong's really not even a challenge to Godzilla. I mean, that I don't care what people say. That it is what it is. I mean, if you saw the same movie I did, then you'll understand. I mean, Kong basically stabs Godzilla with the axe. It does nothing to him. So Kong's on the ground. Godzilla slashes him, bites his foot, puts his foot on his chest, and Godzilla roars at him. And then, Kong, he still doesn't want to submit. Kong roars back at him. So Godzilla's looking down at him. Godzilla rears back, and he's like, okay. You can even see Godzilla nod to him. He nods to him. He's like, all right. He's like, you're not going to submit. He's like, I'm cool with that. He's like, you're powerful. I respect you. But he's like, you're not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something else. So Godzilla lets him up. You can see Kong's chest depressed. Godzilla pretty much beats him so bad that it stops his heart. Okay, end of story. Godzilla. It's basically a giant gorilla fighting a primordial god. I mean, we all should have saw it coming. I mean, Kong's really cool. Nothing against him, but you're not gonna beat Godzilla. So back to the humans at Hollow Earth. They collect the power source, which has been stated in the movie that is equal to Godzilla's power, which explains why I said earlier that was not a Kong throne room. That was actually a Godzilla lair that the Kongs took over and turned to a throne room, and that's why that power source is there. It's Godzilla's, it's equal to his power source, so they get it. Put it inside Mechagodzilla, then all hell breaks loose. Mechagodzilla comes out and just absolutely freight trains Godzilla. I mean, Godzilla's already expended so much energy at this point. You know, I'm not gonna take away from the fact that Mechagodzilla comes out and he's fully charged up. He's got an unlimited power source and he just beats the living hell out of Godzilla. My only thing here is they do an atomic breath face off. You know, Godzilla fires his atomic breath, Mechagodzilla fires his breath beam, and overpowers Godzilla. Now I'm gonna say it right here, right now. Had Godzilla not expended the energy and blew a hole to the center of the earth, and he hit Mechagodzilla with that, Mechagodzilla would have been one and done. But Mechagodzilla pretty much beats the hell out of Godzilla. Godzilla's down for the count. They revive Kong using one of the heaves. He gets back up. And Gia pretty much tells Kong, you know, be careful. Godzilla's not the enemy. You know, Mechagodzilla's the real enemy. So Kong reluctantly gets up, goes over, saves Godzilla from getting killed. Now here's my thing: is Godzilla really didn't use any of his special signature abilities, you know, like his atomic pulse or any of his other attacks. So we don't really know if Mechagodzilla would have killed Godzilla. I kind of doubt it. But just for the movie's sake, we'll say Kong saved Godzilla's bacon. They both start fighting Mechagodzilla. And basically Mechagodzilla just handles them both. I mean, he throws Godzilla around still, shooting Godzilla. He's throwing Kong down, shoots Kong. And then that leads to a choice being made. Godzilla pretty much looks, sees Kong in dire need. Godzilla's like, all right, look, we're both going to die if I don't help you or help us. So Godzilla, knowing the capabilities of the axe, fires his atomic breath, charges it up. Kong is afraid at first. He's like, God, now they're both going to team up on me. Then he realizes that Godzilla charged up the axe for him. Kong pretty much takes Mechagodzilla down. Kong was hitting Mechagodzilla with the axe to begin with, and it really didn't do crap. After it was charged up, though, it cut through him like a hot knife through butter. So Kong ends up pulling Mechagodzilla's head out of the socket, does his chest beat, but Kong's spent at this point. He goes over after the battle's over. He sits down. You know, he's done. He's spent. He's tapped out. The humans do their thing for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you hear Godzilla's roar in the background. You're like, okay, what's going on? Godzilla comes over, looks at Kong. Kong's ready. He's ready to fight again. He gets up. He grabs the axe. Godzilla sees it. He roars at the axe. Then he roars at Kong. Kong's like, all right, man. He's like, nope. He's like, I've had enough. He's like, you got this. Kong throws the axe down. Not really in a submissive state, but just, you know, basically like, I'm done. He's like, you know, I got nothing left. And Godzilla respects Kong for it. Godzilla's like, all right. He's like, you go and do your thing, and I'll do my thing. Sort of like maybe like a bro fist or like a respect. And Godzilla swims off, and then they take Kong to the Hollow Earth. And actually plays a pretty cool song by the Howleys. All I Need Is the Air That I Breathe. And there's really no end credit scene, but one of the things that I really like about the movie is the Titans have a lot of feel. You can see it through the movie. Kong's eating fish, and he, you know, actually shows that he's happy, he's enjoying it. We all know that Kong can sign in the movie. But then we get to see Godzilla do a couple things that we don't normally see either. One is when he goes primordial and he's crawling around on all fours like a crocodile. That was pretty cool. Honestly, I love that. And then two, when Kong's dodging all of Godzilla's atomic breath attacks, and then Godzilla finally lands one, hits him on the back, makes him fall down. You can see Godzilla grin. I absolutely love that scene. He's like, I got your ass. He's like, I shot you and you're down. So I thought that was really cool. But a lot of people, man, they won't see the same thing that I saw. Like I said, when Godzilla curb stomps Kong and he's down, and Kong won't submit, Godzilla nods to him. You can see it. I mean, it's fantastic. You know, Godzilla's like, all right. He's like, you're crazy. He's like, you're not gonna submit. He's like, I'll just leave you here. And Godzilla pretty much leaves him to die. I mean, he doesn't really hope Kong dies or really cares that Kong dies or anything. Because through the whole movie, Godzilla's not out to kill Kong. He's out to make him submit. He's out to make him bow. There can only be one Alpha Titan. and Godzilla is it. And Kong, unfortunately, will not yield. So Godzilla beats him until he's got nothing left, and he's forced to submit when he passes out because his heart starts slowing down. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you think of Godzilla versus Kong? What did you rate the movie? What did you think about Godzilla and Kong's battle? Who do you think the true winner is? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. But honestly, anybody who goes and sees Godzilla vs Kong, I mean, Godzilla beats the hell out of him, and that's all. That's pretty much all it is. Uh, so, all right, you guys take care. Kaiju Freaks out.